Yeah, that's essentially my question.
Yeah,
Just that.
that's a great question, man. So if everybody make sure everybody can hear that. Creatine. This is awesome. I love supplement questions too. So should you be taking it every day, even if you don't have a lift every day? Absolutely, yes. And
Okay.
all of you, it's totally good to be taking creatine. Everybody that's in this room right now, you are good to take creatine. The most studied supplement on the earth when it comes to like your supplement, sports nutrition, all of that. Extremely safe. Obviously, like in the 90s, it was all like if you grew up in those early days of creatine, you had those things where it was like everybody thought it was a steroid, everybody was afraid of it. It is an amino acid, okay? Your body utilizes it. It's if you've ever studied the Krebs cycle and like biology, it's used in every single muscle contraction in your body. You need it. You receive it from protein sources, but you will never receive the amount that your body by eating. Okay. So supplementation is great. It is also a very inexpensive supplement. Okay. You can, you
Oh,
can get it at Walmart for like 16 bucks for 90 servings. Okay. So don't feel like you need to buy an expensive like $50 brand. It's almost all the same. So when I used to work
that,
for a franchise and I used to own a supplement company. So hold on a second.
The people could not have been more welcoming. I mean, what is going on with them politically right?
There we go. Okay, sweet. And so when we sourced that creatine, the source of almost all of it's the same. There's a couple different kinds. There's like a patented brand called Korea Pure that claim that they take a little bit more of the like quote unquote carcinogenics is what they claim, things that cause cancer out of it. But I don't know if it's actually worth the extra cost of it. I don't know if it's much different. So a creatine monohydrate is totally fine. The standard dose, so you guys know, is 5 grams a day. I'm letting you guys know I take 15 to 20 grams a day. You do not need to take that much. That is how much I take, because I take it for more than just my muscle gains or whatever that everybody talks about it. There's a lot of studies behind the cognitive benefits of creatine in higher doses, like 10 to 20 milligrams a day. I had an athlete last year have a concussion, and he wanted to get back on the basketball floor as fast as possible without missing games. I had him actually load 30 grams of creatine for 7 days straight because of the cognitive healing properties that are in it. They're also showing a lot of benefits for Alzheimer's and things like that. So I think it is a supplement that is wonderful for everybody to take. And I wouldn't be afraid of 10 grams a day. So you could take 5 in the morning, 5 at night if you wanted,
oh,
5 pre-workout, 5 post-workout. Does that answer your question, Richard? Or is that probably
it,
more
it does, because my next question was going to be, do I have to take it all at once, or can I take them
split it?
sparing throughout the day?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you can split it
Cool.
up. I do 5 right away in the morning with my drink that I do in the morning, and then usually I'll do another 5 later on in the day, another 5 later on in the day, just mix it up.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Next question, anybody?
I have it in there.
Anybody got next one? Any more supplement questions? I love that, Richard. It's talking my wheelhouse. Any other ones? Brennan, question. Paul, any questions? Joe, any questions? We good?
So I'm new to this.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably backing up on some of you guys a little bit, but what are some of the other supplements here that I could throw in there? You see
Yes.
a lot of stuff. If you're on the media, the social media, there's a lot of, I don't know, I call it fake news or whatever you want to call it, but like it gets very confusing real quick on what
Yeah.
to take and what not to take. So what else is out there that on a daily vitamin, I guess is the word we should be taking or I should be taking?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think these are some of my favorite ones. I love vitamin D. I think that's a wonderful one for everybody to take. I love it because I'm in South Dakota. I'm not like Richard in California and get the sun every single day in the winter.
Mhm.
Right, Levi? Levi's like, I feel all that. So vitamin D, I do dose very high, and when I'm telling you guys is my doses, I'm not suggesting that's what you take. I'm just telling you what I'm taking. This time of year, I take 10,000 IUs of vitamin D if I'm taking it in pill form. Okay. I also take K2 with that. It's important that you're taking vitamin
Yeah.
D2 while you're taking vitamin D3.
Hmm.
Okay. Because it can in the long term affect like your arteries hardening and things like that. Okay, so make sure you're taking K2 with vitamin D. I don't take it in the summertime typically because I'm outside all the time. So I do cycle it during the year. Um, but it does, I can tell when I'm taking it like in the wintertime, like it helps my mood. It definitely helps my immune system for sure. I have recently, this last year, switched from pill form and I take an injectable form now. And so I buy it online and I take injectable form because I can get away with taking less that way because the absorption rate's better. So that's how I take like my vitamin D and vitamin C now. And you can same thing, vitamin C, you can load quite a bit there, you guys. Like a lot of people, like you're taking every day, like a men's daily. There's like 500 milligrams to 1,000 like or 1 gram in that. You can take like 5, 10, 20 grams of that a day. I'm not saying that's what you need, but if like you want to load here pre-winter, you could take like 5 grams a day, do that for a week or two, and then taper it back down. The one thing that you want to be careful with is like vitamin C in higher dosage can cause like stomach upsetness or gas. And so you just got to be paying attention to how you're feeling when you start loading those things. So vitamin D3, K2, vitamin C, totally awesome supplements to take. I love having a protein in my diet. I call these my must-haves. So when I had my own supplement company, have like my line of supplements, I'd have my must-haves. This is how I always like talk to people in my mind, how I marketed. Protein's a must-have for me because I'm going to use it at least once a day to increase my protein. A pre-workout, on the other hand, I consider my luxury item. I've taken a pre-workout pretty well every workout for the last 15 years. I'm not going to lie. It's my luxury item. But do you need it, you guys? If you're like, I don't have 20x, I don't want to spend another $20 a day on a pre-workout or a week or a month. No, you don't need it. I love it. I love having that caffeine pick me up. I love getting hit by some beta alanine, feeling that tingle in my ears a little bit. It gets me excited for my workout. So a luxury item, I would consider that pre-workout. Those are kind of how I separate the supplements. So health, longevity, I would go towards the vitamins like that, vitamin D, vitamin C, and then protein is a must. And then if you want to start even going down the line of like, okay, I want a green supplement, like I struggle to get in, very much green throughout the day, you could buy a good quality green supplement. Those are a little bit harder to find. There's some really overpriced ones out on the market. Brennan's a really good resource for this too. He likes to jump around the supplement deals and things like that too. So I might have him drop a couple of his favorite things in the group page maybe this week. I'll have a little chat with him and we'll maybe come up with a few things and drop them in there that we've utilized over the years as well. That might be a good help, is maybe I just make an actual like public list for you guys of being like, hey, look into these would be the next tier. This would be like if you just feel like having something fun. So I'm going to do that, Matt. That actually gets me thinking on doing that. So I love that. Any other questions, you guys, on supplements while we're on here, or anything else? We're open to anything tonight.
Honest question.
Yeah.
Do you see a problem with using cannabis as a pre-workout?
Very little experience there, man. So I wouldn't have much. In my mind, I know that's actually a popular thing now. I see it on Instagram, people talking about it. In me, it doesn't. In my mind, I guess it doesn't make sense. Just from the people use it to relax and chill out. And so for me, it seems like it would have an opposite effect of me crushing a workout. But like I said, I don't really have experience with that to know how that would affect me. So that's a good question.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, get experience and get back to me, Jordan. All right.
All right. Sounds like a deal. Might get arrested, but not legal here.
Richard, hey, there's a podcast I listen to regularly called Mind Pump, and those guys talk about that quite a lot.
Oh, really?
I can they've all done it pre-workout, post-workout, whatever, and a lot of them, some of them have quit, others are still doing it. They have a lot of good info. I don't partake, so it doesn't relate to me, but I know they talk about it a lot. I can link in the group. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
That's the realest question I've ever had on a coaching call, Richard. I seriously love it because here's the thing. I want more of this to be real. And that's the thing is like bring the questions, bring the hot topics. I love it. So that's cool. Anything else, guys? Richard opened it up to anything at this point, so we're good. So funny. I'll jump into some teaching here really quick. We're 15 minutes.
I got one quick, Jordan.
Do it. Yeah, do it.
So this has been in the front of my mind since our last call.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like rip people's sunshine away, but caffeine. What's too much? When do you stop like taking it during the day?
Couple
yeah.
sips.
Yeah, this is awesome. Great question, dude. This is your own fingerprint right here, guys. I have some clients that if they have caffeine past noon, it messes with their sleep.
Yeah.
They are sensitive. I can have an energy drink right now on this call and go to bed at 9:30.
Lucky.
Like it actually, for me, and there's studies done on caffeine that caffeine in moderate intakes right pre-nap actually helps with going into a deeper REM sleep faster. Absolutely wild.
Huh.
But you have to find that sweet spot for you, which is like really hard for people to find. And so there is some studies done on like lower amounts on that. I used in my early days of when I was working full time for another company and working full time run to gun, working like 90 hours a week, I was taking in 1,800 milligrams a day. Absolutely stupid. Don't do that. Like I would I'd go to the gas station, I'd buy the buy two get one free rock stars with the intention of like, I'll have one for the next 3 days, and all three would be gone in the afternoon. And so it's like totally unhealthy. Don't do that. You mess up your adrenals. It messes up a lot of things, and it's hard to come off of. I mean, you're a legit drug addict at that point. And so it takes a little while to correct that. So don't do that. I think, if you think about a pre-workout having, a good pre-workout having 200, 150 to 200 milligrams, obviously you can buy those higher ones. I wouldn't go above that, to keep that intake at a moderate level. Because let's say you do a coffee in the morning, depending on your size of coffee, you're having 120 to 300 right there. If you have a pre-workout with 200 in it, all of a sudden you're at, 350 to 550. And let's say you have a Coke Zero in the afternoon, stack on another 60 to 80. I can't remember what it is. It's around that. Or you have an afternoon coffee. I mean, it just really stacks up really fast. And so just being mindful of that. If you're struggling with sleep, or if you're having like moments of like anxiousness and anxiety for no reason midday, caffeine could be part of that issue that's causing that. I'm very not caffeine sensitive, as you can tell. So like I really have to be intentional with monitoring my caffeine because I could just drink caffeine all day and it's like no big deal. But I know it's not a healthy thing for me, and it does affect my sleep in the sense of it doesn't affect my sleep like if I have it right now, but if my total elapse goes over like 800 in a day, I can tell in my sleep at night. And so for me, my personal goal is not to exceed 600 every day, which probably sounds outrageous to some people, but I could do that by 11 a.m. So my personal goal is 600. So find where you're kind of at with that. That's actually probably a good thing for you to do if you don't know where you're at. Actually do a calculation and see where you hit over the next couple of days. Where do you hit, Brennan? Do you know?
Well, I haven't had an energy drink in like 2 weeks, but I mean, some of those days we're talking like pre-workout energy drink, coffee. I have the caffeine chew pouches, 900 maybe.
Yeah. It's easy to hit that for sure. Absolutely. Okay, and then Remy, what are some magnesium supplements as well? Magnesium is great. You want to take that before bed if possible. Sorry guys, my dog's going nuts upstairs. Magnesium is another great one before bed. It does help a lot of people with their sleep.
What does magnesium do?
Yeah, so magnesium is an electrolyte. and it does
Okay,
help with
okay.
some muscle relaxation for people at night. So they make I'll have to link this up too, but they make some like nighttime ones that are they supposedly help relax you more than other ones. I literally just buy a magnesium supplement at Walmart and pop a couple of the magnesium pills before bed.
Yeah.
I haven't found
From-
much difference in those compared to a powdered form magnesium drink. My wife loves.
I got some. Maybe I should start taking them more often.
You
Then.
got them right there. Try it out tonight. Try it out.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing: you need those electrolytes anyway, and most people are very
Yeah.
short on their magnesium intake. So definitely do that. Definitely do that. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump in. We're 7:19. I'm gonna smash this out in the next 10 minutes and get you guys out of here by 7:30. I'll do my best. This is something that I've been on for this year, and you guys know how much I am from a goal-oriented aspect of how do we achieve our goals? How do we continue to progress through that? But oftentimes when we set goals, I do feel like sometimes there's like at least this is for me, so I'm talking to myself here too. I can over obsess, and then sometimes when we hit adversity to get there, it's oftentimes challenging not to get discouraged, which then throws us off track, right, to actually achieve the goal because of the discouragement. And I want us all to have big enough dreams and goals that they seem discouraging. I think that's important to dream that big. But how do we continue to move forward through the discouragement? How do we actually achieve the goal in a healthy manner? And I believe that detaching ourselves in a certain manner does help achieve that. So it's a paradox of life. By setting a goal but then detaching yourself from it, you'll actually receive it. So think about this. The more you let go of something, the more of it that you'll have. Right? So when you desire something that you don't have, right? You continually think about it. Like, I want this pair of Nikes. And you just like, or I want more money. What do you think about?
Yeah.
You just think about making more money. I would just like, but then you never really have it. But until you detach from it, actually think about this. Think about this. It actually is linked with time as well and how we view time. Because if it's something that you don't have, you're thinking about you're thinking about the future and you don't have it. But if you're already struggling with the fact of never having it, you're also viewing it as because you haven't had it in the past. And so now you're either stuck in the past or you're always viewing the future. And what does that leave us? Not being in a present moment. And so actually moving into a better present moment helps us with this. So think about this. I took away the Canva. I'm going old school, guys. No Canva tonight, but we're going freaking whiteboard. Check this out. Okay, so if we right, Richard? Okay. Have our past, right? I don't know if you guys can you guys see that? No, small.
I see it.
Yeah.
Past. Boom. We have our future. Let's short line this. And then we have trying to make sure that you guys can see. Boom. Okay. So we just talked about this. We're either stuck in this past, we're always viewing it to the future. But then we have this area right here, which is our present moment.
No.
Our present moment is continuing
Cool.
to come and go continuously, right? Present moment just comes and go, comes and go, comes and go. And so that is actually time. That is how in our minds that we process time. It is literally right now. And so if we can let go of things in the future, which is what? An expectation. Expectation. Okay, so we think about our goal. So you're setting our goal for 2026, right? We're doing that on Sunday with some of our checking questions. So we're thinking about this is how I'm tying this in for you. You set your goal for 2026, but now you've also attached an expectation to that, right? Well, with an expectation, expectations quite typically do what? They create suffering because when we don't reach an expectation, we have the discouragement, the shame, I'm not good enough. And we create a suffering in there. So the thing with detachment is we're not detaching from the goal that we set. We're detaching from the expectation. Because what is an expectation? It's something that we made up in our mind of what the future should actually look like or hold. So we literally made something up that's not even real, because the only thing that's real is where our feet are at. It's the present moment in time right now, right? I know this is a little trippy, but if we can get really real, the point of it is to get rooted in a present moment. Get rooted in we get rooted in the now, okay? And we shoot all the way over here at the end of 26 where our goal is at. And then what's these little dot lines? Now, instead of sitting here and staring at the goal, okay, in December, I'm going to be 100 pounds down. And all we think about, I'm going to be 100 pounds down. And we have this expectation to hit. No, we don't. We quit staring at that. We totally detach from this. And we attach to the moment. Every little moment. Every little moment. It climbs, it climbs, it climbs. And what is that? What are these little moments? It's intention. Now we can live in an intentional reality right now that actually gives us something to measure. And what if we have something to measure, what does that do? That keeps us in alignment with the goal. Our daily intentions create an action in the right now that keep us in alignment with the goal. In the past, I've said this exact same thing. I literally am only teaching you guys the same thing in different language tonight. How have I said it in the past, Brendan? I said, if you're wanting to lose 100 pounds, we view ourselves as the person that's already 100 pounds. We think about, what does that person do right today? The person that's 100 pounds down, what does he do? Oh, he hikes. He eats like this. He hits the gym like this. He thinks like this. Right? So
think different.
Yeah, and so we just think differently. And so now, when we set our goal this year, we're going to get super detailed on setting it. But then we realize the expectations that we're making in our head with that aren't even real yet. And that today, we actually get to take the intention of the day and take action on the person who you already are in December of 2026. Because you're already that person. Now you get to create it over the next 12 months. And you get to intentionally be. Being is the key. You get to be that person for the next 365 days and see it all play out. You're not becoming that person, you're being that person today. That's what being in the present moment really, really is. And that keeps you in alignment with the goal. That's a lot in 8 minutes. I could probably re-listen to this and be like, I said that terribly to you guys. I'll probably do that, and then I'll re-record something for you. But you're getting the gist of it, right? It's continual language for me as well. It's continual like living it, because I've seen it. I'll just be real with you on how I've seen it in my life this year. I've seen it in a couple different ways. One of them, it was in business growth. And I wanted to hit some really big numbers in my business. Some of you guys know this because you've been in these calls since June. And when that doesn't happen and the numbers don't get hit, that can discourage me and I can slow down, or I can be like, no, that reality is already going to take place, but my intention of how I operate today needs to change. The way that I think about my actions need to change. What does the Jordan who has 200 people in here, how does he operate today? Well, Jordan, you don't have 200 people in here. Yeah, but you need to operate like it. So it's that continual growth for me to operate that way, to serve in a different way, to grow at a different capacity, so that my being is absolutely that when I have 200 people in here. Because then when I have 2 people in here, I don't mess it up and I don't flop it and I serve crappy and everything goes to heck. Right? It's prepared. And so that is what I'm really getting at is you will steward everything you receive over the next year because you're already being it in your physical reality right now, in your mental reality right now. Okay? Any questions?
Nice. No, you said that perfectly.
Good, because I don't know if I could
That's a good point. You talk different, you
Go.
think different.
Let's go.
So
Yes. Hey,
the more positive you talk about it, the more there's a chance of it happening.
let's go. That's exactly right. Life comes from the power of the tongue, right? Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. And
Uh,
that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do for you guys to continue. That's my job as coach, right? Is to continually just challenge the way that we're thinking, give you guys new opportunities to think a little bit differently. It doesn't mean you have to agree with me ever, but I just want to continue to give you guys more things to think about, more things to grow with, more things to take on your journey because your journey is legit. And let's enjoy that journey because we have this ability to be on it. Right? All right. Any other questions tonight, guys?
yes, sir.
30. All right. Sweet. Okay. I recorded this. Boom. It is recording. Sweet. Marie wasn't even here to tell me. So we nailed it. I'll get this posted up here in the next 48 for any replays that you need. And as always, keep the conversation going. If you have questions or anything else along this lines or like aha moment, shoot it to me in the DMs, put it in the group chat, and let's keep growing together, guys. That sound great?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. I will send out check-in forms.
Yes, sir. Y'all keep at it.
Yes, I'll send in the check-in forms centered around this on Sunday for you guys. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.
Merry
Likewise.
Christmas, everybody.
See you next week.
Merry Christmas.
See you next week.
Yeah. Next week.
See you next week.
I see you next week, Uncle Jordan.
See you next week, Uncle Jordan.
See you later, Emma.
Bye.